Hello everyone and welcome back to Planet Coaster. We are starting a new collaborative project here with RudiRennkamel, as you guys can see from the title. Rudi is a great content creator here for Planet Coaster, and go ahead and say hi, Rudi, to everyone.
Hello there. Hello, everybody. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. I hope you're doing well here on this wonderful evening. We are starting this. Well, I wanted it to be a small project, and it turns out every time I say that in Planet Coaster, it just doesn't happen.
Yeah,
We
and
Go ahead.
you're just sitting together with me, and I said the same. And yeah, you can guess it. It will be a big one.
Yeah. So what we're doing is we're making a tower type of theme park here. Rudi wanted and sent me a little sketch of what he might, envision this to be, and then I took that and completely changed it because that's how collaborations work into something more, I guess, mythological aligned. So this is kind of based off the Tower of Babel. Uh, it also is going to reveal higher up into a different theme set. So we're going to be mashing two themes together over time. And this first episode is basically establishing the footprint of the base of the tower, because it's kind of the most profound thing to get established early. And so that's what we're working on here today.
Of course, and it definitely needs a strong foundation, doesn't it? I mean, um, we started talking over it just because I had this weird idea to build a tower, and I was thinking, I think we both were thinking to do a collaboration for quite a long time, and so I just had this kind of funny idea in mind, and I'm so glad you changed plans a little bit because I think what you just came up with is even more amazing in terms of how this entire thing could look in the end, and also the little story behind I do like a lot. So yeah, props to you, man, that you just came up with this idea, and I'm so happy to take over after this one and see what we can do with this beautiful foundation.
Yeah, and the nice thing about working with this round base as well is that I'm going to just quickly make a tile set. It's generally how I work nowadays, especially with Alpine Odyssey and how that's going. Is just rotating everything 15 degrees is going to give us this very heavy foundation, and it's also going to help round it out. It's a lot of kind of custom angles in the stonework though, so I hope your PC is like going to be able to handle some of these things.
No, it should be fine.
Oh, good. I didn't want to have it be delay designer all over again.
No,
So
no. Trust me, just go into Quali Beach, you know what we are talking about.
okay,
This
good.
is madness.
Uh,
But I mean, you are the one with the parking lot of nearly 100,000 K pieces.
Yeah, no, that thing is a little big for sure. So I do skip out over a little bit here in this speed build. It's a little bit of trial and error in terms of getting the theme consistent. But at this point, we have the entrance gate done, and I'm making basically the second tile, which is going to help alternate and break up the surface. So besides just this sandstone type texture, I want to break in some kind of heavier, larger stone elements so that it just looks even bulkier, and it also helps bolster the weight of it. My style is pretty heavy, bottom heavy kind of buildings, and I think you and Silverette build very airy buildings, which will hopefully work out well together.
Yeah, I guess honestly, that's I never thought of this before, but you're totally right. I guess I'm also a big fan of those little bit of a light architecture in a way, and those modern ones often really turn out to be really kind of light in the way that they don't have that bulky and big elements like stone foundations and stuff like that. They more work like with carbon pieces or stuff like that. But I think that could work together in the end pretty well. Also, not spoiling too much, but I think that's a good thing. And honestly, it's always good to look into different kind of architectures to just get yourself into a new area to learn from, and that's all what we do for it, right?
Right, and that's the thing. Like anything you can do to change it up is always good, but also to test things and to push your learning, because there's so many styles that people build in Planet Coaster that I think this is why everyone kind of gravitated to this game. Is the possibilities are just crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. By the way, I think it's turning out even more true than in the beginning. I just remember from the really first days of the subreddit of Planet Coaster, there was somebody posting kind of a picture. I don't know which it was, but he grabbed my Star Destroyer and then he posted it with kind of the title, "This guys is the new Minecraft." And I think it's still today one of the most upvoted posts in this forum. And I guess he totally nailed it because I think I was also a big fan of Minecraft because of those endless possibilities. And I think Planet Coaster gives you, again, exactly that. It's endless possibilities. Even though you think, okay, we might have tried already even all themes possible, then somebody is coming on with kind of a completely new one. And you just, always when I see it, I just grab the pieces from the workshop and just plop them down and just look, how did he do this, and just learn things from it. And
Yeah.
this is just amazing.
And I don't know if you have the same case that I do, but like I think we've both been playing since the alpha, the original alpha, and I don't think I've used every piece in the game yet. Still, like there's pieces
No.
where I've looked at it, I'm just like, I don't have a use for you yet, but one day I'll use you for a pixel or something.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
and that is the full potential of Planet Coaster that I don't think any building game currently can do.
No, that's right. And
Sinking things into each other, and then also like using the side of a window for detail. You can't do that in Minecraft.
I love how you just rotate the things forth and back again just to see how it works together. It's like really like a little bit of math, like in geometry class. It's just always taking your little tile and rotate it again and again until you get the perfect circle. It's really
Right.
funny to look at. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's 100% a. Well, I don't know if this is gonna line up, so I have to test it, and then you test it again after you add detail. And so you see that a lot of copying things around just to make sure you get this perfect seal going all the way at this 15-degree increments, and it's time consuming, but it saves you time in the long run.
Oh yeah, definitely does. I kind of remember the first time I needed to do this was and I think you do know the pain when I'm going to tell this. My first approach of the Space Mountain arena, which I made in the Alpha one, I also had to build this kind of perfect circle, but we didn't have the 3D kind of rotated 15 degrees, and you have to stick it in the perfect position without having the tool. And I know I had to change that one, I don't know, 100 times or so, because always I forgot to make it perfectly aligned, and then I was screwed in the end. So really happy that this is now gone.
Yeah, no, and when the gizmo gets fixed, I hope one day, it'll become even easier to do it. Because right now we're still kind of working on a broken system a little bit.
Yep.
But it's definitely the potential once that's fixed to make this even faster is just a little insane. What I'm doing right now is I want this to kind of spiral a little bit. So we have this little outside ring going on, and then this new ring that I'm making is actually the main tower itself. So that makes the base look even heavier because it's so much wider than the rest of it. And then I need this to slope. I'm kind of eyeballing an 8-degree kind of incline. And then I rotate it, and when I raise it up, it kind of gets a new top established, and then I can just skin the rest of it down.
That really, I just look at it and I think that's such a nice technique to get this perfect spiral increase done. It's really nice. And I also love how you just aligned the terrain towards the foundation of the tower. This is also working so well.
Yeah, each tier,
Like
I
how it's
imagine the
planned.
terrain to raise up with it, and I think it would be cool to eventually like incorporate the landscape into the tower as well. Because right now, this is just the base of the tower. It's kind of, I guess, in terms it's a simple thing, but when we can tie it into the environment, so it's just not in this field. I think at that point it'll become a nice full kind of piece, you
Oh
could
yes,
say.
I have so many ideas. You can't imagine that images are popping up to my head like every second in this video. It's like really crazy. I really have to hold myself back not to tell too much right now because I have so many ideas. I just saw a few pictures you sent me before of the basic foundation, but seeing this now in live, it's like, wow, give me that shit. I want to start.
Yeah, good.
Yes,
Because we have a lot to fill out.
yes, we
um,
do.
I mean, like even like I was maybe even thinking about using, I guess maybe some canal work as well.
Mhm.
I'll leave that to you. You know, this is the
Yeah.
foundation that you'll have to work with for sure when you have it for the upcoming week, and hopefully you're able to take it to that next level. I put some rough plots here so you can see that I put out an outside ring of path and then an interior ring of path to just kind of as a guideline. But you're free to change that however you want, and I'm sure you will to fit whatever you're making. But for
I have
now, like
no
we just
idea
have
right now.
these large plots, almost like you're laying out a city and city skylines.
Yeah. By the way, talking of city skylines, I don't know if you know the concept of Epcot, which Walt Disney introduced back in his days, and
I know a little bit.
yeah, and there are also some great concept arts of it, and they do have also some really nice things I might look into. So, for example, as you said, some canal works, they definitely have something like big waterfalls going on, which are actually running down
Oh,
the
now you're
side
just
of.
giving me more ideas. See, that's now I just want to work on it more. Can you give me another
And
week?
and
Yeah, just give me
I
another week. We're might as well just stop recording here. I have things to build now.
yeah, okay. So see you next week. We will. Okay, just kidding. Um, I know I can't let you do that because I have so many ideas to do. I'm
Okay.
afraid no.
Like now I have a Hanging Gardens of Babylon feel in my head.
Oh, and that's also, yeah, we
Oh,
can mix up everything. That's the basic. By the way, maybe we should talk about the first idea, which we have changed a little bit now, because to give an idea why we could change still a few things. Like the basic idea of this tower concept is to give the collaboration a little bit of freedom in the way that we can change everything on each level. So each level of the tower can be kind of a new themed area, or maybe kind of a new attraction, or kind of a new, yeah, just new area in its sense. And I think with this concept right now, we have even more possibilities to build up on this tower and get in with some more ideas on each new level. And this is kind
right.
of the idea of this collaboration. And I hope this is. I don't think there is anything else like this right now. So it's kind of a new one, I guess. I hope at least.
Yeah,
And yeah,
I think it is pretty new. I've seen some people do pyramids, but I don't think they've built like a park on a pyramid. Um, I do have to explain this that I'm working on now. This is kind of a little bit of a long term design that I'm thinking. It's not fully finished, so you can edit it however you want. But I do want some elements of possible flying buttresses, almost going from that
Mhm.
center spire back out to these heavy columns that are going to be off to the side, um, just to give it even more structure. Because as this thing gets taller and taller, it's going to need that.
Definitely does. Yeah.
And for now, I just have these kind of very heavy vertical elements, which might change over time for sure. But it's also going to be cool because I think as these attach to that main kind of spire that's beginning right there, we're going to get a little bit of a shadowed area with all like the lines going across the pathing and some of the lower buildings as well.
Damn, I'm just starting to be speechless in the first episode. Man, you set yourself a really high target now for the next
Yeah,
episodes.
I've set myself up for failure, but I've seen your build. Your build's like you go crazy with your part count. So I'm here to encourage that, especially since you, dude. Like I've seen your stuff like from the Star Destroyers and your stuff back in the alpha to what you're working in Quality Beach and just how much better you've gotten, and everyone in general is just crazy.
Yeah, it's we. I think in the last episode of Quali we also talked about it. It's super crazy how much the entire community kind of rushed itself. Rushing is maybe the wrong word. We all push each other to next level. But like each week, it's crazy. You see, each week there is kind of a new revolution, or at least a little bit of a evolution that gets us into a new position because of new building techniques, or maybe a new usage of pieces. And the other thing is that yeah, Frontier is keeping updates quite quickly coming, and I'm not even finished with all the pieces of the spring update, and now there's the next update coming in 2 days' times. And yeah, I'm so happy to see what we can do then, for example, with billboards or stuff like that. So crazy, just crazy.
Yeah, and on that note, I think this is a good spot to kind of end the speed build because I'm actually kind of running out of footage. Thanks so much for coming by on this episode, and I'm
Thanks for
excited
having
to
me.
hand it off. And next week, you guys will get to see what he has to offer on this.
So I'm afraid I don't know what to do. I have so many ideas. Okay, but
Just
we
start
will.
small. Maybe take a quarter of the pie, and you're good.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I don't know what else to say. I'm super excited for this project and hope you guys as well.
Okay, so I hope everyone enjoyed today's speed build. We are starting a new project as we established here with RudiRennkamel. It's going to be a great pleasure to build with such a creator, and I hope you guys are looking forward to this. But let's go ahead and look into detail as to how things are turning out. We are using the sandstone pillars here to make most of these walls. That's kind of the quickest, largest block for this effect, in my opinion. And we are adding some detail blocks, you know, from the fairy tale type of pillars here for this effect going up. We are using the top of doorways for arches, and then some windows for additional stonework effects. We're in fact even using some shapes to fill in some of these lower parts. These lower parts could be, in theory, used for canal water drainage, also access points to other subdivisions of the foundation, if that is something that might happen over the course of the build. Who knows? There's so much stuff to go over, and as each week progresses, we're just going to take next week and make an episode and make some great progress, hopefully, on the build, and I'll then get my turn again to go from there. We have a nice wide door frame here, and it just has a smooth staircase going straight up into this upper level. Right now, all the roads are laid out, at least the front quarter is, and this is going to be a good spot. Probably start the build for now, and as we progress either around or upwards first, it kind of depends on which direction, you know, we want to take it. It will slowly become taller and taller. If I had to assume, we might take this 15-degree slope pretty high up here and reveal some different things as we progress. We might end up changing and combining some different themes depending on what level we are at. We have windows inversed and set into each other to get this nice grid pattern, so that's a nice little detail to have. And also lining this window here is a good way to get brickwork onto columns. So these are things that were built kind of in a little bit more of a heavy-handed fashion. It's not super elegant, but hopefully when we get the flying buttresses on here and some additional support works, it's going to look relatively cool and intertwining kind of web system of stonework and pillars. Again, using tile sets to fill in most of the space as quickly as possible, and that is kind of the quickest route that I could think of. Here, the tile set was simply this wooden trim to give us the angle to find the slope, and as you follow it around, you get to the top, which has this here, and it is going to kind of show you where we are at. And this is the second tier kind of ring that will happen. This is kind of the most official base of the main tower itself. This is kind of the base of the main platform in a whole. And they're kind of separate structures, but hopefully they'll be combined a little bit better later on. And I think that's about it to cover here on the first episode. It's about 13,000 pieces in all, and rotated, copied in different ways, and it's just going to keep growing. Anyways, next week's episode of this will happen on RudiRennkamel's channel. His channel is in the description down below, and also I'll add a little end card for him. If you guys enjoy this kind of stuff, feel free to subscribe to my channel for more creative goodness such as this. Go ahead and leave a like and a comment down below on, I don't know, how was your weekend? And I'll see you in the next episode.